Hey guys, it's Monday. It's Monday, 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 Monday. Hey guys, it's Monday. D. Williams here. Every Monday I come in here. I'm a little late today, but every Monday I come in and we start to talk about staffing and how to set up your staffing business and really get your staffing business off the ground in the right way. At least that's what we're talking about today. We talk about other business models as well, but today we're 1,000,000% talking about staffing. And I want to welcome everyone who is here, who is chiming in and looking ready to take their business to another level. So, last week when I came in, we started talking about building out this checklist and making this checklist real. And I've had some experiences throughout the course of this week, even, that I want to talk to you about, which is really pushing me to really bring this checklist to life, because it's not just about the experiences that I've had, of course, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but it is also about the new recording of the academy, right? Really structuring it in a way that it positions us for not just now, but the future. And when I say the future, and I'm talking about the future of staffing, I'm talking about placing people, having a human workforce, having a digital workforce, and having potentially a robot workforce, right? And just positioning ourselves in that way. And so that's one of the reasons why this checklist is so important. But another reason that this checklist is so important is because most people will come in and I'm trying not to be emotional. I'm trying to stay professional and how I bring this conversation up, and I welcome everybody who's chiming in. Also welcome everybody who's in my class here today. But I noticed that a lot of people come in and they have this brilliant idea of starting a staffing business, which I love. To me, it's one of the most amazing business models on the planet. Hey, Yassar, how are you? It's one of the most amazing business models. Amazing morning, Amber. And so it's like, congratulations. But then they start this research process and they're like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to research this stuff and I'm going to start my agency. And they really only get the maybe the big chunks of the pieces that are associated with setting the business up, but not the full perspective. Good morning, Alexis. It's good to see you. And it's very frustrating because a lot of things happen. A lot of things happen when you don't have your business fully set up. And when I say like just the big chunks, like most people think if I legalize the business, if I get an EIN, if I get a website, then I can just start selling. In staffing, that's not the case, because we're dealing with human resources. We're dealing with Department of Labor. We're dealing with IRS. We're dealing with unemployment. We're dealing with, HIPAA if you're in healthcare. We're dealing with so many different layers of things that have to be addressed. It's not so simple as to just say, I have a website, I am legal with my license, registered with the state and EIN, and now my doors are open and ready for business. It doesn't work that way. And that is not going to allow you to be successful. And so this checklist is a part of fixing that problem. Now, I've made this checklist pretty detailed because I don't care what anyone says out here. I've worked with so many entrepreneurs over the last 15 years now, I would say, that I understand one thing. Everyone learns differently. Everyone receives information differently. And even if I tell somebody to go and to do something specific, go to Canva and they will always ask me, what's Canva? How do I get to Canva? How do I set up Canva? What do I do once I get into Canva? No matter what the task is, what's Calendly? How do I set up Calendly? So it's always a number of layers, right, of things that need to be done. And then it's the how to. So a portion of the checklist has some how to, right, for things that I know people are asking me on a consistent basis. Some of the things are just kind of standard items. And I'm going to share my screen here in a minute and we're going to go through because we started last week. I've made some updates based on last week, and so we'll go through it a little bit more today. And then we'll just keep chiming in. We'll keep diving in. We'll keep chiming in, and so forth. Things that need to be explained out, like step by step. Like this is how you set up your Calendly. Different things like that. That happens in Staffingpreneurs Academy. Right? That happens in Staffingpreneurs Academy. And there's a setup for staffing for everything. And so everything is not going to be super detailed, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through. I hope everybody's excited today. If you are here in my class, I want you to definitely greet yourself. If you're here on live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, please do me a favor and let me know your name, where you're chiming in from. I would also love to know your niche. If you are in a specific niche market, I would love to know that as well. And so let's get started. I want to dive right in. I welcome everyone who is here today, and feel free to comment, ask questions. This is our setup class. Hey, Ebony, how are you? This is our setup class. I didn't share all the good mornings and different things like that, but I just wanted to say good morning to everyone. Okay, so y'all ready for me to share my screen? We are going through checklists today. It is not a game, okay? And I'm going to hit this. Let's just see. No, I want to go this way. Yeah, so you can see the full screen. Even me in the bottom corner is perfect. Put a 1 in the box if you can see my screen. Alexis, Houston, Texas. I'm so coming to Texas. You better believe it. Ebony says, so Houston, Texas. Ebony says, I always stop by to gain nuggets from your amazing videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate that love. Listen, this is my passion. I talk about it a lot. People laugh at me, but this is my passion. I love setting up businesses, scaling businesses, talking about business and branding. I'm pretty much a geek over this stuff. So y'all are definitely in the right place if that's what gets you fired up as well. So this is our checklist, and I'm looking at the healthcare one because that one requires a little bit more compliance than general staffing. This is what it used to look like. Notice it says copy, so I haven't touched the master one just yet. At first, we had it broken down into individual categories, and I'm still not sure whether I'm going to replace that or not with the dashboard. I'm sure I will in some way. Last week, I went in and showed you. I had to make I was trying to print this out, y'all. I was like, this thing needs to be printed out. And so I made everything a lot bigger. And yeah, I can't do it like that. And that's because I started, I made a dirty version and I started cleaning things up or what have you. So what I did was I started a new tab to make it look prettier. Whew. Isn't that better for now, right? We're going to get my guy to design it and all of that stuff. But now it's looking a lot better right there. And I'm genuinely loving it. And so I need to turn y'all on my TV so I can see what y'all got going. So I can see, because I'm on a separate MacBook today. And it's kicking my butt. So hold on one second. I love y'all. Just be patient with me. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. All right. I gotta D. Williams myself in some way. Oh, okay, so maybe I'll do it on my phone. Okay, yes, I can do it easier on my phone. I just want to make sure y'all see what I see. And that's very important to me because I'm about to get into the biz in a real way. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm excited. Can you see my screen moving? I just want to say, Yes, that was what I wanted to make sure. Let's dive in. Okay, so I added some fields. Okay. These fields, this is like my master checklist. I think I mentioned last week, this is my master checklist. And the course number for whatever this topic is that's associated in Staffingpreneurs Academy will show up here. That's what will happen this week. Presentation, the new updated presentation will be done this week, and then I'll go back again and we'll make this thing real. I felt like I really could not launch the new academy without an updated checklist, and it absolutely needed to happen. So, okay, so now we've got the course category, and there's a checkbox there. And then this is the number of tasks that are associated with the business. So this number is not final, but as of now, we have 43 total tasks. Okay, that's not assignments, that's tasks that are needed in your business, in your staffing business. I'm going to expand that because it's once we get down to the part of like running the business, excuse me, it's going to also be on this checklist. It's not very structured. It's just like basic bullet points. So, but the setup is 100% done, which we're going to go through. The next thing, you have another checklist here. Why? Because you have a core checklist for the task, but then there's an assignment associated with the task, okay, that you have to complete. And you're going to want to check that off. And then I'm trying to estimate the timeline that it takes, because some people, it takes them 3 months to set up the business. It should not. And so like the timeline and the time to complete are the two new columns that I've added. So those will be updated and changed and modified in a way that I feel like is specific to us. And also, one of the things, this is why I like talking to y'all, because it keeps my mind going. Maybe we'll add the time of watching the course as well, so that you can associate that as an assignment associated with the actual task. Who's getting fired up over here? Okay. So let's just add, the time. I'm going to just make this note, the time of the course, right? How long is it going to take me to watch the course lesson that is associated with completing this particular assignment? And then here's a place for you all to put the date that you completed, to confirm like, okay, this was actually done and completed. And then I'm going to add a column for costs. Like, what does it cost to actually do that particular task, right? To give you some perspective. And it might, right now, it's going to be more on the higher end, I think, so that this is the max that I'm probably going to pay. But I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. That's why all of the numbers are zero in this moment. So, okay. So now let's go in. Now, last week we did a lot, so I'm not going to be very detailed about the things we did last week. I'm actually going to move it a little bit further so that we can get beyond that. But for people who are just chiming in this week and you're like, okay, I'm down for the checklist D, what you got for me? Okay, so the first thing you want to do in my community is you want to understand how the business works in real life. And that, in my opinion, has to go beyond Chat GPT and Perplexity and different things like that. I can't tell you how many people over the last month or so said, I had a young lady that I'm actually working with. She got her numbers from Chat GPT and they were 1,000,000% incorrect. She almost literally signed a contract with someone with the wrong number. She would have made $0.00 negative. So we have to, you really want to talk to somebody to get a good understanding. I have 900 videos on this channel that goes through, how the business works and so forth. And so that's something you really want to do to understand what that framework or that format rather looks like. And while we're here, how about we actually go through really quickly, because this is something that I feel like everyone should be thinking about, right? This roadmap and how the business works, and being able to understand visually what it means for you and your business. This is what it looks like to run a profitable multi-million-dollar staffing business. This is what it looks like. Oh, wait, you can't see that. Hold on. I'm going to put it in the other string. Hold on. My other people can't see this. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get it so you can see as well. Hold on. I'm gonna do, because I want you to be able to see the roadmap. Hold on. Slide share screen. I'm gonna do the entire window. Entire. So I don't really want to do my entire screen. That was why I was. Here you go. So that's okay. So let me see if you can see that. There we go. That's the roadmap. Okay. So that is the roadmap. This is the roadmap that we are talking about. This is the one that you're going to want to look at, that you're going to want to see, that you're going to want to pay close attention to, that you're going to want to look at every step, because every bullet point represents a process. And I'm going to just be honest with you. Most people are lazy and they don't want to complete each process, or they want to find the quickest way to do it. They want the quickest way, the easiest way. Just what's the fastest way I can get this out the way? You understand what I'm saying? And that is not the energy of an entrepreneur. I'm not going to lie to you. That is not the energy of an entrepreneur. This is your baby. And I'm going to say this again. People treat businesses like it's nothing, but they expect everything out of the business. They want multi-millions of dollars, but they want to rush through the setup. They want to rush through putting things together. That's not how it works. You can't expect your child to grow up and be anything of value if you're not pouring into that child intentionally, purposefully, meaningfully, right? And so bypassing steps in the setup process, bypassing steps in your business, doing things half-ass, not wanting to understand how the business works is going to be your biggest downfall. It's going to keep you stuck for the rest of your life. You're never going to make any money, very little if you do, because every business has to start with systems and processes. And as the owner of the business, as the entrepreneur, as the person who runs this business, it is your job to understand every piece of that process. It baffles me how people start a business and they're like, oh, let somebody else do it for me. Like, don't know anything that's going on. So if we were starting out on this top piece and it's talent attraction, the question you should be asking yourself, your coach, any recruiter is, how do you go about attracting talent? We all know it's through job postings is one, but in what other ways can I do that? And then if it is job postings, or if it is social media, or if it is an event, do you have at least a process, somewhat of a process that you want to take? Even if you don't know the full process, at least 5 to 6 bullet points that you can jot down and say, okay, if I'm going to post jobs, not I'm going to go post jobs on Indeed. No, that's not enough. It's like, okay, I'm going to go post on Indeed. I'm going to go post on LinkedIn. I'm going to go post on niche job boards. I'm going to post in these groups. Once I get a job, this portion of the process, I'm going to post. Or when I pipeline, I'm going to post. We're going to write the job description, write the job posting, write the interview questions, write the screening questions, then post the job. Like, you've got to have a process. Right. And you've got to want to understand the process, want to understand, so that you as an entrepreneur can genuinely strategize and see how you can go in and affect the marketplace. Not just how you can go make money, but how you can go in and affect the marketplace, change things if you need to, and upgrade things, enhance things, solve problems that maybe the average person can't and will not, because they ain't paying attention. Okay, I know y'all saying, D, you preaching, like, stop. Well, I'm just giving you perspective because it's very important. So when I start off and I say the first thing you want to do is to understand the business, I'm not playing. That's the first thing you want to do. How does the business work? And don't be lazy. What does this bullet point mean? What does this mean exactly? What does this mean exactly? What does this mean exactly? We know from how I teach and how this business works that you have 3 lines or 3 journeys that you're ultimately managing at the same time. You have your candidate journey at the very top. That's the yellow, right? That's the yellow bar that you see. At the bottom, you have, I'm sorry, I got this set up for my clients. At the bottom, you have the employer journey. That's the what you're going to do with the employer to get to acquire them, get them through the process, and get them on board and to follow up. And then the middle, the hot pink or fuchsia, that is your journey, the staffing agency journey. And if you notice, you got arrows going on both sides because you are not only managing your business and your business model, but you're actually managing the recruiting and hiring for the employers below and the job search and interview process for the candidates above. And you have to do it in a compliant way. You have to do it in decency and order. All of those things are imperative when you're bringing this business to life. So when I start off and I say, hey, listen, you've got to understand the business. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that love. You've got to understand the business. You've got to understand the business. My Amber, she showed me some love. Thank you. You got to understand the business before you really start diving in. I got a question. Nelly says, good morning, D. These dynamic duels, Nelly Indy here. Don't forget to hit that like button and share. That's right, Nelly. Tell them. That's my girl, Nelly. I appreciate that. Definitely hit the like button and share because we are really getting into the nitty gritty here of this staffing business setup. So let's go back into the spreadsheet, right? And the checklist. That's what we're talking about right now. We're going to go back into the checklist. This is the master checklist. There's no other checklist on the planet that is better than this checklist right here. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. Now go ahead and create your company name, right? I'm not going to go through the details because we did this last week. I want to go over some of the new stuff on the checklist, but I want to do a review. Create your company name, follow the checklist steps there. And notice I put additional steps there. Check Google, check GoDaddy, check your state, ensure it hasn't already been taken. But I need you to follow these steps in exact order. That if you've already done your name and stuff like that's fine. But if you're just coming to me, you just started a staffing business. If you do it in this exact order, your setup process will be very much easier. Hold on one second because I didn't add it to the stage. There we go. Your staffing process will be a lot easier for you. So don't forget when you want to go in, check. Okay. And then you're going to go in after you do your company name. You're immediately going to obtain your Gmail email, not your company name email. Not yet. That's coming. But you're going to create your Gmail email. Okay. And then you're going to create a safe space to store your username and passwords because most people forget their passwords. They got them all over the place. And I got to tell you something. No matter how many times I say this to people and I tell them to set up their LastPass account, they still are like, D, I don't know what my passwords are. Okay. You have to be more responsible as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. That requires you to understand where your passwords are. Like you can't bail out as an entrepreneur by not knowing where your passwords are. That's the basics. So you got to start off there. Okay. So create your LastPass and then you want to backup. I do a backup space like OneNote, Google Drive, something like that, not a piece of paper. Okay. Then you're going to add your Gmail username and password to your LastPass. And you're going to see a theme of go back and add your password to LastPass as you are constantly creating or buying new software and different things like that. Okay. After you go in and you add your Gmail and email password to LastPass, you're going to, okay. So this one actually needs to go here. See, this is why I'm doing this with y'all. Is something missing here? That's actually a step. Okay. So I need to go back in and pour this in here. This is why this thing is a working piece. So now you're going to purchase your domain. You're going to go to GoDaddy. I use GoDaddy and purchase the domain, and I do WordPress Deluxe hosting. However, if you are building your business with an AI focused or an AI platform, you may want to get your domain from GoDaddy and then, or even hold it and purchase your domain and hosting from your AI platform. I feel like domain should be in a solid space. So, GoDaddy is where I go, but you can use an AI platform to build your website. Okay. Now it's easy and it's not easy. Okay. If you don't really know how to use AI, to code via AI, you got to really know how to prompt appropriately, to be honest with you. There are things that a lot of people go in, and that this is why I did the class on AI, because people go in and just put things inside the AI and they'll think it looks great, but not realizing that on the back end, there are things that have to be done, right, to make sure that the AI is not consistently rewriting things when it's being built, making sure that it's private, making like all of these little layers on the back end that have to be taken care of with the design phase, and then just being able to prompt appropriately. It took me about 2 months to get through that and really understand that it's not just as easy as just putting a prompt in and it popping up the way they're saying it is on YouTube. There were other things that I needed to know, that I needed to learn. After you get your hosting, now notice I didn't say design the site. So I just want to say, I never said design the site. Don't design the site yet. You're nowhere near ready for website design. That's why I don't understand how people are like building websites before they've gone through the full process. You're nowhere near ready for your website design. I was really frustrated this week. I'm working with a client and I gave them all of this information to fill out so that we could understand, how to build their business out, their business brand out based on their model. I went into the sheet, they had like 3 things filled out. They didn't even care. So trying to write the content for someone who doesn't care about even providing information is pretty frustrating. So, and it was hard for us because now we were just making shit up. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't real or custom to that business. So you really want to wait before you start building out the content. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is now you're going to go in and get your professional email. And we want to get the professional email from Google Workspace. I don't use Microsoft. Okay. I use Google Workspace. Why? Because everybody's on Google Chrome. Has a Gmail email address. That's something normal, for you to go into your Gmail account. And so your Google Workspace, you sign in the same way you sign in a Gmail. It's just very normal. And you can create a shared workspace, kind of similar to SharePoint, but you can do a shared workspace for everybody, which is super important. Make sure y'all put your questions in. If you have any questions, I have no problem with answering any questions. And we'll stay on a little bit longer today, just a little bit, to make sure we get through some of these things. I would add a second email, which is your info@yourcompanyname.com. That's what will go on your website. I call that like a catch-all email account. Then the next thing you're going to do, now listen, my checklist is set up to scale, to help you scale your business. So I don't know what everybody else got. And I do know a couple of my competitors have purchased my checklist. I can see them on the purchase side. I don't know what other checklist you got, but my checklist is set up for scale. Most people set their business up only to work the business individually. And if you want to be an employer of your own company and a prisoner to your desk for the rest of your life, then that's cool that you can do that. My checklist is probably not going to be for you. My checklist is for people who are coming into this business, understand that they're setting this business up with intention and purpose, and also with purpose and with intention, purpose, and the intention to scale, to hire people to take over different things in the business so that the entrepreneur, the staffingpreneur, could be on the beach with D. Williams, wilding out, you know what I'm saying? Or spending more time with your family, or doing, philanthropy type of initiatives and different things like that, like living your best life while you have employees, your team members, actually helping you to bring your vision to life, right? So you've got to scale. Why do I say this? Because here you'll see one of the first things I'm telling you to get in the purchase process and setting up is your screen recording software, right? You want your screen recording software. We use Loom, Loom. And you can use an alternative to Loom if you find something better, cheaper, greater, whatever, but we use Loom. And Loom doesn't pay me for this. This is literally how I set my clients up and how I set any business that I am generating up. So you create your Loom account, you add it to your LastPass. Notice I put your reminder in there. And then you have to start training. Now, let's break this down right now. Okay? Right now. Hold on. Because I think we got to have a real conversation in this moment right now. How many? I want you to put a one in the box. I don't want you to be ashamed. I don't want you to be, but I really want to ask how many people purchase the technology and then never learn how to use it? Ever. Put a one in the box because I know it's you. And we're all guilty of it. D. Williams has been guilty of it as well. But I want to know, have you ever purchased a software that you know that you need for your business or you want to use in your business, and you purchase it and you never learn how to use it? Or you work with someone who knows how to use it a certain way. You only learn how to use it in the way that person has told you, but never really going back to understand and learn how to use it. If that is you, this is for you. This is for you. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. As soon as you get a software, the first thing you want to do is start training. So notice I put training for you. That means that you have to learn how to use it before you can teach anybody else how to use it. Now, most platforms come with some type of training portal where you can go in and watch the videos. Now, some of you are saying, well, I don't want to watch all of those videos. I got another client. I'm just being real with you. I've been working with them for the last 3 weeks, and they're a longtime client of mine. I started with them with an idea. Now they're doing about 1.7, 1.8 million a year, and they're looking to scale. I show them how to do something. I talk to them. I say, look, this is what you want to put in place. This is how you do it. I record the screen, tell them what to get, whatever. They come back next week and say, I don't want to watch all those videos. I'm too busy. I don't have time to watch all of those videos. I'm too busy. Okay, well, then you have to pay somebody to do it for you. But if you don't understand how to do it, then how are you ever going to really expand the business model or understand how to if you're a solo entrepreneur? Now, if you have a team, your team does it. But we're talking about you just starting up. You don't have a team. You've got to understand how to use it. That means you've got to sit down and take 2 to 3 hours out of your schedule, put it aside to train. And maybe you need to just add that on your calendar. 3 hours a week for training. And that is for you to go in and train on the software that you're utilizing to put your systems and processes and different things like that together. So you're going to see that throughout the checklist in many different areas, training for you. Every time you bring on a new software, the very first thing you want to do after you add it to your LastPass and your backup password sheet, you want to start training and understanding how to utilize the platform. Okay. Then you're going to go in and you're going to set up your account, because it's like, go ahead before you even get it. Go to YouTube really quickly. Bing, bing, bing. How to use Loom. How are people using Loom? What's the process? Da, 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 da. And then you're going to go in and you're going to set your account up. You're going to go through your settings, your folders, and setting up the account, because typically when you're getting new software, it comes bare. Sometimes it comes populated, but most of the time it comes bare. And when it does come populated, typically that's not for you to utilize it in its populated form, because everybody is probably, most people are lazy. You know that, right? So most people are going to just use what's put in front of them. But typically you want to go in and edit it and customize it to your business model, even if it's something simple as just cosmetic things and the way you describe your products and services. Like I had a client when we structured Crelate, and the way I structure it, where they have like contacts, we call them great people. Where we have companies, we call them great companies, right? So because I want people to feel positive about the work that they're doing. But I had one of my clients, she was like, I don't want great people. I want whatever she was calling her tribe of nurses, whatever she was calling her tribe in her business. So she made it custom to that. And in every one of her templates, she talked about she used her tagline, and she talked about the energy that she wanted them to bring. She understood when I said that you are selling every step of the way, every text message, every email, every opt-in page, every, you're effing selling. So to be lazy with your content is insane to me. Like, and also like, and I'm just gonna like, if you are, a lot of times they talk about how we lack quality. That's a lack of quality to me. Not taking 10 minutes to go in and to edit. You want to go in and edit those things. You want it to have your energy, your flair, and you want to set the foundation up, the energy of how you want your audience, your clients, your future clients to engage with you. It takes a little bit of time in the beginning, but the ROI in the end is massive. And it allows you to sell without selling, right? Just by putting that time in from the very beginning. So you're going to set up your account. You're going to go through the templates. You're going to go through the process. You're going to go back to the roadmap, see where you might even need to add points. I need to loom this, loom that, loom, right? You want to start creating some type of system in your mind of how your business is going to work. All right. Once you set up your Loom account, we're going to go back to a scaling moment right here. D is on fire today with the scaling. Hello. Okay. Now it's not training for you. Now it's training to scale. It's training to scale. That means in this moment, you've got to show whoever your future employees are going to be how to use the platform in the way that you want them to utilize it. Don't go on and move on to the next thing in the process, because you're not going to want to go back and do this later. I promise you, I've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of staffingpreneurs now, entrepreneurs. They never want to go back. Okay. When they do, it's a headache. It's overwhelming. Now you're ready to pay somebody. Literally, it takes 2 seconds to go in and say, hey, new hire, or hey, this is and just start recording your screen, showing them how you want to use it, and then storing it in the training section of your Google Drive. So we can start storing the training videos or store them in Loom, right, under training. So you'll be able to go back to them at a later date. 2 seconds. Doesn't take long to do that. Okay. So training to scale. Okay. And then I have another note here that I spelled wrong, Professi. I was spelling fast. So go back and record the professional email training of you showing them the company your way. Show them how to access and use the platform your way, and then go back and record it. So you're going to, that's basically the same thing. I should have just made it one, but you want to show them how to access and use it and record it. Okay. And add it to your Google Drive. So I want to update these two just a little bit. Thank you all for being here with me and allowing me to walk through this, because I do better when I'm under pressure, and y'all pressuring me right now. Okay, next thing, setting up your compliance ready computer filing system. You're going to get audited. I hope you don't think you're immune to that. You're going to get audited. And when you do, you want to be in compliance, and you want to be so much set up that when they look at your stuff, they automatically know they don't need to waste their time on you. They need to waste their time on somebody who's not set up, compliant, ready. Okay. So in the academy, and I think you can find it if you go to staffingpreneursacademy.com and you go to the shop, we have a compliance ready files to put on your folder. There's nothing in them. They're just file folders and how you want your system set up. So you're going to unzip them and you're going to put them on your computer. After you do that, then you're going to go in and set them up on your Google Cloud, right? If you're using Microsoft, it might be I think it's one box or something like that. or SharePoint, but you're going to go in and you're going to set up your cloud storage on Google. And then what you're going to do is go and download your authenticator apps, right? Because so you're going to have the Google Authenticator. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. Just do what I tell you to do, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it on your phone, because that's how people log in today. You're going to do it through a lot of different apps. That's kind of like the new thing or whatever. So, so you're going to definitely want to download that, and then create your training. Create your training on how to do that. Now, I don't think you need a training for how to set up the drives, because you're going to do that as the owner of the company. You only need to do that one time. But for other things where other people on the staff is going to be utilizing things, then you're going to want to create a training for all of that, and then just save it wherever it needs to be saved. Then you're going to go in and create your AI accounts, which I'm going to add some more depth to these, because there is a setup to each and every one of them. After you go in and set up your accounts, you're going to go in and add the username and password. Hello. I said it. You're going to add the username and password to your LastPass account. You're probably saying, well, what are you doing, D? Well, I just genuinely think you need a reminder. So we're going to just add this here. After you create your accounts, you want to save your passwords. Okay. This is very, very, very important. Okay. What I do right there, add your password. Let's just add them behind each and every one of these. Okay. So that is very important. Now, I don't use Grok. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not a Grokker. If that's what they call them, I don't know what they call them, but I'm not a Grokker. But every other AI I definitely use, but you definitely want to go in and add them to your password account, and do not forget to do that. Then you're going to do training for you under each one of them, how to use the platform. So do you see how this works? This is why you want to have time to set up your staffing business, and don't like rush it. Or if you're here watching and you're like, shoot, I'm not doing a staffing business, but all of this, pertains to me too. Hello, and hello again. That's exactly right. You've got to learn how to use the platform before you start getting into the nitty gritty and claiming you're an expert and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So let's go back in. So we did create your account, and then we went here, and then you had training for you. Right. And then let's just do one more below, training for you. And let's add that one there. Right. I hope I did them right. I got to go back in and check them out, but I'll go in and fix them up. But that training for you is there. And you already know that this is going to come into play as well. Training to scale. Right. So when you have new hires that are coming into your company that are your internal staff, whether you're going to hire a VA, many of you are going to hire a VA or somebody local in the United States or whatever the case is. I know factually most of you all hire those VAs and you give them a couple of bullet points of what to do. And then you come back to me later and say, I don't even know what to give them, how to utilize them or anything like that. Whether you're dealing with a human employee, a digital employee, a robot, they all have to be onboarded, oriented, and trained. And so when you have internal employees coming into the business, they need a AI account. They need to know how to utilize AI appropriately within your company, within the rules of your company, all of those different things. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep those things in mind. Very important. And we'll get into all the steps later, but you see this list is, you got to sit down, you got to learn. It doesn't take long to learn how to use AI, but you got to learn. Okay. If you're in ChatGPT, you're going to create your GPT agents. You're going to scale and you're going to record how other people in your company should create those agents. If those agents are part of the strategy that you're delivering for your clients in some way, then you're going to want to train your external staff, which is the people that you're putting on contract as well. Okay, then we're going into the niche solution, having a clearly defined niche. And we go through and break all of the niche down. Most rookies think they know the industry by heart and are too prideful to go in and to do the research. It's crazy to me. thinking that they already know, but there are a lot of things happening all over and different perspectives, and you want to understand your niche market. So we dive into that, and I tell you exactly what you're looking for. Then you're going to go in and you're going to go back and review how the business works again, because you put things in play. You're going to start moving things around in your process. Things are going to start to make sense. You're going to start having aha moments. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I understand. It gets exciting, right? And then you're going to remind yourself, I can do this. Hello, because you definitely can do this. Okay. Then you're going to go in and you're going to start working on your org design cheat sheet. Okay. Your org design cheat sheet here in Staffingpreneurs Academy is literally that. It's a cheat sheet around what your business does. Why is this important, Dee? It's important because most rookies who I would say are not typically used to being an entrepreneur, like I said earlier, they skip things. That's why the setup doesn't work. That's why the business doesn't work. And they don't really take the time to understand their business fully. Again, it's just like they're trying to just do tasks very quickly. Just let me get this task done and get it out the way. It really annoys me. I'm not even going to lie. But who am I? I'm just passionate about the things I do. But it's like, let me get this out the way, hurry up, right? But really, it's more about, okay, who am I? What am I creating? Why am I creating it? What type of impact am I creating? What type of outcome am I providing for the people that I'm creating it for, right? And how does this align with my values? How does this align with my goals? How does this align with me? Also, when you're building a business, it's important to reverse engineer. So your org design cheat sheet allows you, some people say it's kind of like a business plan. I think you could definitely add things from here into your business plan, but it really is your starting point and it's a cheat sheet. And you're going to go in and you're going to tackle a number of things. I have a whole system and a process to do this in the academy, but you're going to tackle on a number of things. And we don't take these things lightly. Like your vision is just not a statement you create on AI just to get it out the way, right? It's something that you truly have a vision to do and accomplish and just different things like that. So we go in and start creating your framework and your secret sauce and your proprietary formula. A lot of people out here claiming they do this and this and that, but they're doing the same thing as everyone else. You have to have something that sets you apart. What sets you apart? What makes you different from your competitor? Why is somebody choosing to work with you versus choosing to work with someone else? All of those things matter, right? So a lot of research, a lot of brainstorming, thinking about, okay, how do I want my business to look, feel, da, 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 da. This is you pretty much like birthing your business baby. The idea was conceptualizing it. That's the having sex part, if you don't know. And now we are putting the business together. You're birthing your baby. You're building its personality, the way it looks, how it moves, how it engages with the world, all of that stuff. So you're going to build all of that stuff on the back end. And I get very detailed things that people aren't even trying to tell you to do, that you're going to figure out later on. I should have did this in the beginning, and then this wouldn't have happened. So I've gone through a lot of those mistakes, either myself or with my clients. So when you start working on this checklist, you're going to see that things are in here to protect you. Now, if you skip things, that's totally up to you. But I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you in the next 6 months, you're going to go back to this checklist and you're going to be like, dang, I should have did that. Now I understand why she said to do that. This is where I am now. And now I'm hurting, right? So nothing on this checklist is something that is negotiable. Everything is non-negotiable. Okay. If you want to be lazy, don't start a business. That's what I say. If you want to be lazy, don't start a business. But if you want to build something meaningful, you got to put the time in to be able to understand exactly what you're building. Did I go through this last week, y'all? I don't know if I went through this last week. Thank you, Alexis. Look at you. She's showing me some love. I love you, Alexis. Okay, so I don't know if I went through this last week or if this is where we kind of got off, but we create our org chart and ID system. And that's how we're attaching jobs to people and people to jobs internally and externally within the company, something that everyone skips and does not even think about. Okay. And then you've got to start thinking about your onboarding process, your orientation process, and start writing the job descriptions for the roles that you need to hire. And right now, I'm really more talking about the roles you need to hire internally in that hot pink fuchsia section of your roadmap, right? Internally, your positions. Now, you might be saying to me, well, D, I don't have any money. I'm not ready to hire yet. Okay, cool. But you're building this business to scale. You have an idea of how probably the first 3 or 4, maybe even 5 people that you want to hire. So we need to start creating the framework for them to come on board. What you don't want to do is wait until you're 100% in need, and now you're moving in a reactive manner, and now you're overwhelmed, and now you're uncompliant, and now. So you're in the setup phase. Why not do it now? So that if things change later, all you have to do is update and edit. You don't have to go in and have to worry about creating, right? Because I'm telling you, once you get in business, you're not going to want to create as much. Right now, your endorphins are high, you're fired up, you're ready to create. Once things start going, you're not going to want to do those things. Also, you're not going to want to be compliant. And this is how you set yourself up for compliance legally, right? Having everything in order. So if you get audited, they can see that you have all the things that you need. Not only that, one of the first people you're going to hire in the beginning are going to be either sales, right? Because you're going to try to scale the business, and recruiting. And they are going to need to know what your vision is, where the company is going. Even if you're a one-person firm, do they have the ability to scale? What type of effort should they put into your business? And that's very important for you to think about, because when you're setting your business up and you're thinking, I don't have any employees, understand anybody that you bring into your company, they're going to be thinking, okay, well, she's brand new. She doesn't have anything together. This is not a place that I'm going to set myself up. I'm just going to come here, help her, and I'm going to move on with my own things. But if you at least have a foundation set up, when someone comes in, they can say, oh, okay, they have a foundation, they have a vision. I can help, and I can be a part of this foundation and vision. I see myself in this vision, and I'm willing to go at, to do things to ensure that these people are bought into my company. Okay. And bought into the mission and the work that we're doing. Being in recruiting for many years, I can tell you a lot of companies fail because they hire the wrong people. They hire the wrong people because they're looking for somebody to just do a task and not really helping you to scale and grow the business. And the reason is because they typically don't have anything set up to even for the person to have the buy-in in the beginning. Okay. So take the time out in the beginning to set your business up appropriately, lay the vision down, not just for for you, but for your future employees. And then you start recording what you want. You start training to scale. Okay. You start so that when the time comes, and it's going to come fast if you're in my program, it ain't going to take long for you to get a contract and for you to start recruiting. But when the time comes and you get that client, and now maybe your first client has all of these positions, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to hire right now. You already got your stuff in order. You are being reactive in this moment proactive in this moment by setting these things up versus you putting in yourself where you're going to be reactive. All right. And so you're going to go in, get your roles, write the descriptions, and you're going to get them ready to be posted, and wherever we need to. Here at this moment, you're going to start thinking about, okay, what does my company training program, what is that going to look like? I'm not asking you to purchase anything. I'm asking you to start setting up the infrastructure for what that program is going to look like. You're going to write it out first before you start implementing, buying technology, learning the technology, putting things in place, or however you're going to do it. We're going to write it out first, but we're going to start laying out the foundation for the company training program so that you can absolutely scale your business. Okay. Then next, you're going to start customizing all of the agreements and getting together all of your rules and your processes and different things like that for the people that you want coming into your business, both internally and externally. Now it's starting to get juicy because you start getting your forms, and we do have all the forms plus more on staffingpreneursacademy.com in the shop, both healthcare and non-healthcare. So please take advantage of those. But you're going to start getting all your documents together and customizing them to your business, putting your, just getting them together. You don't have to customize them yet, but you want to get them together and customize them as much as possible. That's what I would say, right? Notice we haven't gotten a logo or anything, but getting the wording on there and all of that stuff and your name incorporated in there and getting the documents ready to be reviewed by an attorney. All of those things can start happening now. You're going to check these off. Check. Then you're going to go in. You're still on your org design cheat sheet. Okay. And then you're going to start going in and you're going to start learning about the financials, the financial reporting, how you run your business from a financial perspective. And this is going to be very interesting because this aligns with the financial goals that you create in the beginning and all of those different things. But you're going to start learning about how to review all your financials and different things like that so that you have a better understanding of how and what you're building. And we do that all in the new and definitely in the new academy. Then you're going to go backwards and you're going to start back into the good stuff. You're going to go and create the tagline for your company. Okay. And then you're going to start working on the brands. All right. Getting the voice and the colors and getting your logo created and all of that stuff. Then you're going to go get your business address and business phone. And then you're going to register with the state, not your home business. You're going to register with the state. If you're going to go and get a license, if your state requires it, only a few states require an actual business license. Okay. And so you're going to see, and then you're going to put your application in. And then you're going to sign up with the state registry if a license is not needed. Most of the time, if it's not, a license is not needed, they might have you do like a registry. So there are a few states that have like a registry, but I could have sworn that Florida had a registry. I don't know why. I still feel like Florida has a registry, but I think they have a straight license. If you have, I would create an operating agreement for your business, especially if you have a partner. Is very more important. And then if you want to go in and trademark your logos with your tagline and all this stuff, you can do that then. Now you're going to go in, and the reason why you do your EIN after all of this stuff is really you shouldn't set your EIN up until after you've actually legalized the business with the state and stuff like that. Then you go in and set your EIN up so that the IRS can connect it to your business. If you go and create the EIN first and you don't have the business set up, it's harder to connect it. Make life easier for yourself. Go in and get your DUNS number and everything so you can start your business credit and working with the government and getting opportunities. Get your bank account, your accountant, your attorney, and start getting your agreements together and having reviewed by your attorney. Then you're going to go back to your review of how the business works again, and you're going to make sure you're still in line with the process that you want for your business, your systems and your processes. Now we're getting into graphic design. You're going to go in and get your Canva account. You're going to set that up in full and start getting the training done for you. So it's training for you, but then it's also going to be a training to scale. Okay. Training to scale. I know I did that wrong. I just wanted to add that note in there. So there's definitely going to be a training to scale. And then you're going to start going in and doing your business card. You're going to start with your brand and different things like that. So I'm not going to go through all of that, but you're going to start. And it's that there are layers to your brand that you want to touch, but you're going to start doing all of that. And then you're going to start working on the website design. And first you have to write the content for the website before you can start designing the website. Many of you don't write the content. You go out and you hire some random web developer who doesn't know anything about staffing, who doesn't know anything about the compliance of staffing, who doesn't know any, and you just have the no words, you don't give them anything, you just tell them to, write it. No, that is not how it goes, especially if you're creating strategies and different things like that that you're incorporating into your brand. You need to be married to that brand, right? Because this is the visual conversations that this brand is going to be having with your potential clients and candidates on your behalf. And so you want to write the content out to make sure that it represents exactly what you need it to make sure that it's search engine ready and all of that stuff. And then you can go in and you can start the getting your site designed. But notice I said you're not done yet. Do not share the website yet. Do not share. Okay. Okay. Don't share. You need your privacy policies. Okay, yeah. Oh, so this is on here twice. See, this is what I needed to know. I got to go back and take a look at this because it looks like it's on here twice. But so I got to go back to that. But next, you get your policies and the compliance and different things like that for your website. But don't share the site yet. Now, then you have to go in and start setting up your calendar. So now you're buying software. Now you're getting into the swing of things. You're really getting into the different areas of things. You want to start getting your Zoom account because you're going to start doing more training for yourself, working with the clients, getting them set up into your calendar account and different things like that. You're going to go in and set up your Calendly account, which you actually need in your Google Calendar, and your Bitly account. You're going to start setting all of those things up, and then you're going to start getting into your ATS. Okay, then you're going to start getting into your ATS. So you see, I cheated. I didn't put the rest of the stuff in there. So I'm still adding it from the other sheet. But I want to show you that this setup you're nowhere near done. Okay. Most of y'all are not thinking about Bitly. You're not thinking about Calendly. You're not thinking about even your calendar setup. And I'm going to tell you something. When you start getting to the calendar setup with Calendly, you're going to be doing that in layers, excuse me. So this should actually be set up calendars part 1, because once you really get your strategies in place and for your marketing and stuff like that later on, you're actually going to end up setting up your calendar or rather enhancing the calendar in more detail as well. So you got to go back to that too. We'll talk about that in a second, but later. But there are a lot of different things that have to happen. And you got to set your ATS up, finish your branding, get your insurance, get your office supplies and all of that stuff. And if you look at this checklist, I really went hard, y'all. Like when we got down to the office supplies, I went down to every freaking supply that I feel like every agency needs. Let me see if I can find it right here, that every agency needs. So I'll put it on the checklist. Those things are optional. And some of those things, the items are based on strategies as well. But I'm telling you, like all the things that you need, I put on that list. And yeah, I mean, this checklist is really, really, really coming together, and it's coming together beautifully for people who need to set up. And again, this one goes way detail into the run it, which this will be added, the setup. And then I don't know if we're going to have a separate checklist for running the business, or if we're going to just keep it on this one. I like keeping it on this one. It just makes sense. So that, especially from the perspective of learning the business, learning how to run the business. But I'm curious, what do you think about the checklist? Is it helpful? Is the detailed enough? Am I not detailing enough? Like, what are your thoughts? I definitely am eager to hear, like, what your thoughts are about the checklist. Do you feel like it's going to be helpful for you? And yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. Nelly says, stay ready. You won't have to get ready. That is the truth. That is the truth. And, one of the things I feel like is very important, again, and I titled this video, Why People, fail in the setup. And it's really a lack of detail. It's a lack of passion, right? It's not short of excitement, but definitely a lack of passion, a lack of detail, wanting, to do things really, really quickly without putting in real thought. If you're a CEO, you're the strategic visionary. the world, the business needs your mind and your stuff more than anything. You know what I'm saying? So if you check out at the very beginning, what do you think how do you think your business is even going to respond to you? Do you think it's going to work for you? Do you think it's going to work on your behalf to ensure that it gives you the outcome that you need when you're not even willing to put that energy and effort in there? Probably not. Half-ass. So, today we're talking about not screwing up the setup. If you need your website done, we build staffing agency brands, logos, websites, sell sheets, all of that stuff. We can help you if you need it, or find someone who's done it before. If you need, and you can go to Staffingpreneurs Academy for that. If you need, whatever, contracts, compliance, all of that stuff is at the Academy. And I have built pretty much everything from scratch. And so it's there to support you. I've gone through a lot of audits, so I already understand how things work. And I guess, the largest fine I have seen for an audit was like $987,000. It's almost $1 million in fines. That's insane. You can prevent that. You can absolutely prevent that. If this business is important to you, then there are a few things you can do to ensure that your business is absolutely successful. And one of those things is having passion. Don't skip things. Don't try to look for the quick way around, a quick way to help solve the problems for your clients, but you should be detailed in understanding how your business works. You should be detailed in the processes and the systems of your business. Right. And really passionate also about just being compliant. Right. And ready to scale. Stop feeling like everything takes a long time. Good things come to those who wait. When you put time, energy, and effort into things, you get a great outcome. When you try to speed up and rush things, typically things don't go exactly the way you want them to go, or you miss something out, So take the time and love on your business. Love on your business. You can absolutely do this. I got fired up. I hope y'all are fired up. I hope y'all are fired up today. This is one of the most profitable, most impactful business models on the planet. And now I help entrepreneurs outside of staffing, as well as still one of the most profitable business models. And you can see this is many people. The big companies are laying off and the small companies are picking them up and hiring them. Don't let the media fool you. Okay. And some of those people are getting buyouts and they're starting their own companies. And guess what? They need people. They need people. Okay. So you're looking for the people who need people, and you're looking for the people who are ready to work and can bring value to organizations and to help them scale. You can absolutely do this. I love y'all so much. I'm going to come back next week, and we are definitely going to talk about I think we're going to go through the checklist a little bit more, just a little bit more. And and just have some fun with it. I really appreciate y'all for coming in. If you found this video to be helpful, please do me a favor and like this video and love this video. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I'm almost at 20K. So please subscribe to my channel and share this video with someone that you feel needs it. And then comment under this video and let me know, was it helpful? Was this video helpful for you? Did it put you on the right track? Do you feel more secure in your setup process? I want to know. I want to hear all of the biz. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next week. I'm gonna do an outro video today.
Unleash your ideas. No time to wait. Build your dream. Don't let it escape. From the vision to the code, from the thought to the sale, you've got the fire. Now set your trail. 'Cause empires rise where ideas ignite. This is your moment. This is your life.